May 28, 1453. As night falls, an empire that has stood for 15 centuries is less than 24 hours from collapse. Constantinople is the last living piece of the ancient Roman Empire. The political bloodline of Augustus and Constantine survived here, unbroken, inside this single metropolis. The city's survival relies on geography. Surrounded by water, only the western land route is exposed. To seal this gap, Romans built the Theodosian walls, a triple-layered fortification with a deep moat. Against medieval armies, these walls are an insurmountable obstacle. For over 1,000 years, the city had repelled every major invasion in its history. Inside these gates, the walls were considered a historical constant, a defense that never broke. Outside those walls waits a 21-year-old Ottoman Sultan named Mehmed II. He commands 80,000 men, but his manpower isn't his primary advantage. Mehmed knows a traditional starvation siege will take too long. He intends to physically shatter the stone. He brings early modern gunpowder cannons. Cast in bronze and measuring over 26 feet long, they fire stone balls weighing more than 1,000 pounds. The peak of ancient defensive engineering is now colliding with a new generation of offensive firepower. When the bombardment begins, the impact of the stone balls immediately cracks the ancient masonry. A brutal daily rhythm takes hold. By day, the Ottoman artillery blasts holes into the outer fortifications. By night, Roman citizens rush into the breach, frantically patching the gaps with timber and rubble. This chart plots the attrition. Ottoman artillery fire is relentless, while Roman capacity to repair the walls drops. Yet this cycle drags on for 7 weeks. The cannons inflict massive damage, but the Romans patch holes fast enough to keep infantry at bay. Despite wielding a massive technological edge, the Ottoman forces cannot instantly break the defense.
The stalemate pushes both empires to their physical and psychological limits. On the 53rd day, May 29th, Mehmed orders a final, desperate frontal assault. During the chaos, returning Roman defenders use a small pedestrian door, called the Cercaporta, to re-enter the outer wall. In their haste, they leave it unlocked. Ottoman vanguards spot the unlatched door, bypassing the shattered main gates the Romans are struggling to defend. Within minutes, soldiers scale the inner towers and raise flags. Seeing the enemy behind them, exhausted defenders panic, and the defensive line breaks. The Ottoman artillery had spent 7 weeks grinding down the city's physical defenses and exhausting its small garrison. That unlocked gate turned the mounting pressure into a total collapse, ending a millennium of defensive engineering through one human oversight. Inside the crumbling defenses, Emperor Constantine XI sees the Ottoman flags and knows his city is lost. He makes a choice. He strips off his purple cloak, unfastens his crown, and discards his imperial ornaments to the ground. Drawing his sword, he charges alone into the advancing Ottoman ranks, vanishing into the chaos of the final melee. With his death, the bloodline of the Caesars is extinguished, severing the final living link to ancient Rome. When the dust settles, Mehmed II claims the ruined city as the capital of a rising Ottoman Empire. This map shows the immediate geopolitical shockwave. By taking Constantinople, the Ottomans blockade the essential land routes connecting Europe and Asia. Cut off from the east, Europe is forced to seek new ocean routes. They steer ships westward into the open Atlantic. The fall of the Roman stronghold ended the medieval land trade system. By cutting off the old routes to the east, it forced European powers into the Atlantic, shifting the center of global power from the Mediterranean to the ocean.